Welcome back to Home Video, this is James. So today we're going back to the 80s and 90s and revisit some of the old classic Atari 2600 video games. I used to play these games quite often and never actually got to finish them. They're actually really hard. So let's get into it with River Raid. Yeah, this was a hard game. The sound was quite irritating, but it was fun. It was a fun game. I thought it would have been a little bit more complicated though. It still looks quite... Maybe I was just younger when I was playing it, I'm not sure. I haven't played it in 30 years. Wow, that's disappointing. Very disappointing.
Disappointed!
So I don't know if you ever played Pitfall, but this was one that I could never finish.
Disappointed!
So he reaches a money bag. Actually, to tell you the truth, I never actually knew why he was running it in the first place. I don't think there was ever a story or a backbone to the situation as to why he was constantly running, jumping over crocodiles' heads like he's, James Bond and Live and Let Die. What kind of a situation have you put yourself in if that's where you're at? Chasing money. Maybe it's like a Treasure of Sierra Madre situation.
I take only what I set out to get, even if there's still $500,000 worth lying around waiting to be picked up.
I don't know. Anyway, point is, he got his bag of gold and it was all worth it, I guess. So this game, Keystone Capers, this was one that I used to play. You play as a cop. It sort of looks like a London style cop. It's Tuesday, isn't it? Kind of cop. And you go around with your baton, and you just gotta try and take out the criminals or whatever is going on the screen there. You got shopping carts and what seems to be a bee or a plane. I'm not sure. Once again, he falls into the shopping cart. Credits come up. I just wish they'd put an actual ending to the games. Sure, they may have had only 2 kilobytes of space to work with, but I'm sure they could have put in some sort of ending, at least the end. I'm guessing they're all going to be like this. Space Invaders was one I was never a huge fan of, but I did play it a few times in the arcades and on the Atari as well. So my hopes aren't high for this one, going by the last few that we've seen. I'm guessing you're going to shoot the plane and then it's just going to hit the invader and then its credits will appear and you won. But we'll see. It's like just so anticlimactic.
Disappointed!
But look, these are the games that we grew up with. They're classics. I wouldn't spend my time playing them again at this point in my life. Classics like Super Mario Brothers, sure, they're still worth playing. They're still fun. Yeah, when it comes to these Atari games, especially seeing the endings, now that I know what the endings are and things, I don't have much hope for the rest of the library that is in the Atari 2600 range. If you're watching a film, you want a game, you kind of want an ending to it. Otherwise, what are you watching it for? There needs to be conflict resolution. There needs to be a resolve. Otherwise, it just feels cheap. And the filmmakers and the game makers have really just wasted your time and money. But it's not all bad, Atari was breakthrough in terms of game development, which furthered Nintendo, Super Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox. So interesting to see where the game world and the game making is going to go from here. Rad Racer on Nintendo. Actually, I never did see the ending of this one. Okay, well, we've got a congratulations. See you again. Well, you know, at least that's something. I think this is where Nintendo kind of stepped it up. Kind of knew that, you know, you need an ending. There it is. I mean, it's not the best ending, obviously. It's pretty lackluster. It's very, very ordinary, obviously. But compared with what we've just seen from Atari, at least you have something here that says, well done, you've finished the game. Don't just glitch me out, you know, and then just force me to reset the game or pull the plug something.